Is an addict, but we are meeting him at the point of addiction where he's still fun. In a few months, you don't want to be hanging out with Cookie. Cookie is a fucking nightmare very soon.
There's Jim. Hi, Jim.
Good evening. Welcome to the 8 o'clock news. I'm your anchor. God bless America. Today's top story. Actor Arnold Schwarzenegger is announced his newest movie based on the life of a 17th century composer. Early name for the movie, I'll Be Back. Good evening, Talkin' Treasures. Welcome to episode 109. My name is Jim. I'm a very grateful alcoholic. Right now, we got Tim and Kajsa in the studio. Will is en route. We got a great show for you tonight, so buckle up. And your smoke break will be roughly in an hour. Welcome to our good friends from... We're going to say a big shout out to Danny B at Midwest Recovery Centers with those 4 convenient locations in the Kansas City area. And those first fall callers will get that Whiznator. You're not included. Come on down.
So that's we had a friend email us from one of the recovery centers. I won't mention, but we'll read it real quick since we're talking about it. This is from Marcus D. He says, "Hey, all my counselor is letting me send you an email because she's great like that. When I came into treatment, I thought, none of this is for me. I was extremely cynical, coming in with a defeatist attitude. I've been here for about 22 days, and we watched Talkin' Trash about 10 times. Every Wednesday we watch it live. I had to reach out and say, your show made the difference for me here. I could see a side of recovery that I actually wanted. I identify with every member of the team, and if it weren't for your efforts, I may have never seen the light. After seeing your show a couple of times, I realized that we don't need to take ourselves so seriously when dealing with our addiction, because that has to be serious. Thanks so much, Marcus D, from a recovery center that we work with. And that's what it's all about right there. You know, it makes it tangible. It makes it... a real thing that we are trying to do here. Everybody's included. You know, nobody is on the outskirts watching this thing happen. So we are grateful to our recovery centers and our fans, and we do a little preamble, and then we get into it.
This is our humble broadcast where ethics and personal anonymity are of the utmost importance. We run this podcast as an act of service to those whose lives have been affected by addiction. We do not do it for profit or notoriety. We place principles before personalities. We benefit from this podcast just as much as anyone else. We all work programs and choose to sacrifice our own anonymity to spread the message that recovery is possible. We do this thing in an attempt to show as living examples that no matter how far down the scale we have gone, our experience can benefit others. Not only is that the 9th step promise, it's our creed we abide by here on Talkin' Trash. We feel called to uphold AA and NA's principles. We firmly believe that you can only keep what you have by giving it away.
Please join us for a moment of silence followed by the Serenity Prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Here is your Talkin' Trash starting lineup. Let's meet the team, shall we? Number 9 at forward, Tim Snyder. He's cool. I mean, kind of. Hailing from the Great White North is our host, Jimmy Leibel. Great team member. We love him to death, even though he's Canadian. It's a fact. Everything's bigger in Texas, and our girl Kajsa's recovery is gigantic. And then there's Willie Duggs. Will lives in a trailer. And we love him. All right. Let's get into it.
Yeah! Here we go now. 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 Here we go now.
So, all right. Yep. It's Mental Health Awareness Month for another 10 days or so. Yeah, we've been focusing on mental health and how that ties in with addiction and how it all goes hand in hand. It's an important thing. It's the new thing in addiction now these days. I don't know. It's episode 109. Will is running late, which is unacceptable, but that's all right. Just drive fast, take chances, get on here, Will. We're waiting on you. Let's see.
Doc is paid. That's all.
Yeah, right.
Doc is paid. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Whatever you made last week, cut it in half and double it because
Yep.
I'll take care of you. No problem. We have. Let's see here. We had a good. I'm sorry, I'm lost. Let's meet the team. First off is he's from Texas. Her name's Kajsa.
All my exes live in Texas, but I'm alive and well in Tennessee.
Kajsa.
Hey, how y'all doing?
We're doing good.
Hey
Yep.
guys, glad to
going
be
on?
here. Oh, another day in paradise.
Yep.
Yeah.
All there is. How
Yep.
how you making out with your the Macadamia Jubilation congregation? How are you guys?
Yeah.
How are you making out with everything with your pet? Your sweet boy?
Well, yeah, I had to put my pet to sleep on Monday. He was very, very sick. My baby. But I couldn't keep him here. For my own selfish reasons. It was important that he had a quality life. But yeah, I put him to sleep, and the next morning when I woke up, I swore I heard him get out of his little condo that he sleeps in, but he wasn't there, obviously.
Mm.
And then I left his food out and his little pee-pee pad and his bowl of water just in case he didn't make it to the Rainbow Bridge and maybe he was lost.
Mm-hmm.
So he would not be lost and he could come here.
Sensible.
And he would have food and water. And of course he didn't because he is over the Rainbow Bridge with all the other dogs running amok, being a good dog and barking up a storm.
He was lucky to have you for sure.
Oh yeah.
What's going on in Texas over there? Still Texas, still hot? It's hot.
Oh God, it's getting hotter. Now they say, because we had a awful hurricane last year and I was without power for 8 days. Oh my God, that was in the middle of July. That was hell. Let me tell you. But they say, so when you have a really bad hurricane, the following winter and summer will be mild. Well, we got 80 degree or 90 degrees here, and it's not even the end of May yet.
It's not good.
But, yeah, so we'll see.
Well, I don't know why, but it reminds me to if you have Narcan, don't keep it outside or in anything above
in your
105
car.
degrees.
Yeah.
Your car. That's a big thing there. So we have another friend. His name is Jim, and he is from Saskatchewan. Hi, James Lydell. How are you?
How you doing? I'm doing well.
Good.
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have those temperatures that Kajsa has. It's actually tornadoes in the the western part of the province, or as you guys call a state. But it's been lots of rain and just kind of springy weather. But no more snow, so that's good.
Right.
Yay.
Very good. That is good. What we had last episode, we had our friend Adam on. He was a different breed. We enjoyed him. different way to look at recovery and how to look at yourself, your mental health. He said something that struck me. He doesn't want to be identified as an addict, but it's something he'll carry with him his whole life. A lot of people are like that too, especially in early recovery. I'm not an addict. I just did stuff wrong, and that's a mistake that we can make. That's a fatal mistake, and it happens quite a bit. So we're waiting on Will. So let's read our daily reflections and
Alrighty
take it
then.
from there.
Alrighty, kids. Hope you buckled in. Today's daily reflection for May 21st. A list of blessings. One exercise that I practice is to try for a full inventory of my blessings. And that comes from As Bill Sees It, page 47. What do I have to be grateful for? I shut myself up and started listing the blessings for which I have no way responsible, beginning with having been born of sign, mound, and body. I went through 74 years of living right up to the present moment. The list ran 2 pages and took 2 hours to compile. I included health, family, money, AA, the whole gamut. Every day in my prayers, I ask God to help me remember my list and be grateful for throughout the day. When I remember my gratitude list, it's very hard to conclude that God is picking on me. There you go. Everybody's picking on me.
You said, since I'm better than everybody, I point out everybody's mistakes. You said sign mound instead of sound mind.
Simon.
Sign mound. Anyway.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
So we have some that's an inside joke. I'm not sure we're going to let you in on that.
Nope. We shall not.
This Sunday we have Elizabeth and Manny coming on together.
Get ready to rumble.
Traffic and weather together.
I know.
We have Amy S. the following Sunday.
Yay.
Carol W.
Yay.
the Sunday after that.
Yay.
June 15th, we have Robin B.
That's Father's Day. Yeah.
It is. 117, Adam A. Not to be
Adam
confused with
A.
Adam S.
Adam.
And then Simon Cross. It's close to his clean date, isn't it? Like 6 days?
Yes. Yeah.
after,
Yeah. It's very
before?
close to his sobriety date. Yes.
That's cool how that works
And I
out.
have it written down on a sticky somewhere, and I'm not sure where.
That's good.
Well, I mean,
Well, that's helpful.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I
It's on a
tried.
sticky, but I have no idea where I put it.
I could ask him.
Well, I mean, I know. Take 5 seconds. So
I
let's.
want my little pin to show.
Oh,
There.
you have your pin. Mine's on the side
Yeah,
of
I
my
have
hat.
mine here.
I got
It washes
pinless.
well too.
It does. I see that.
Yeah.
Where's your pin, Jim?
In the wash, in the mail. Actually, no, because
Unbelievable.
there's going to be another Canada Post strike starting Friday. So, yay, going to shut the country down again.
That's fun.
Well, note to self: don't send anything to Jim.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
don't do that anyway.
Yeah, you don't do that anyway. Only took
yeah.
2 months for my stuff.
Well, just hold your breath and let's sit down. I'm
Yeah.
kidding. I'm kidding. Sorry.
I know.
Here's a little fun one here. My daughter, Grace,
Oh, yes.
it's her birthday a week from today.
Oh,
It'll be 18. Very exciting.
Oh, precious Grace.
good
you should
kid.
get her on for a little bit there, Tim.
Well, now she's 18, so she can
She
make
can
her
do
own
it.
decisions.
You should make your own damn decisions.
There she was as a baby.
Aw.
What's with that?
I was talking to my other daughter before the show. I thought she'd find it funny if I destroyed her a little bit, so we do that.
Also, she was under 18 in this picture.
No. It was just, it's not her birthday. It's her
Okay.
birthday. One of those things. She's 7. Emma's 21 with the X over her face, and Grace is she'll be 18 next week. So I'm just showing which, showing what a great dad I am, showing all the pictures of me in that minute. But yeah, she just a good kid. There's her graduating 6th grade, and then there's me and her.
Timmy
Good
on a
AI.
diet.
Right? I've lost a few pounds actually in real world talk. But yeah, next week that's her without her braces.
Aw, she's so
Still me
pretty.
with the restaurant. Yeah, she's a good kid. I was talking to my other daughter before the show, like I said, and she said she's going to start her own podcast called High and I blew it. High and
High and mighty.
Nope, High something. She said it would be bad to mix with our podcast because it would make people relapse on ours. So I think it had something to do with smoking marijuana. I'm not 100% sure. It was funny when I thought about it, and now it's not so funny. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Mental health awareness. Oh, mental health issues. I can check off every one of these, and I'm pretty much anybody can to some degree. But I know I struggled with as far as mental health goes. What do I have that is aside from my addiction, and what do I have that I feel like I self medicate need to medicate for with my addiction? And like you got to get clean. You got to get your head clean. You have to kind of really take a good look at where you're at, where your head's at, and depression, anxiety, that kind of stuff that's kind of with me at all times. But like is bipolar a result of being an addict? Am I high and low because I'm so used to regulating my own highs and lows? So we're just kind of looking at that, and I'm digging in deep here. We're looking at emotional regulation, and it's a rerun. It's from episode 87, but I came across it. I thought it tied in great with mental health because it's about regulating your emotions, but like how you respond to things, how you what is your instant reaction to things? Is it fear? Is it hopelessness? Is it anxiety? So I just want to go around the team and see how everybody's mental health is doing. We're going to start with Kajsa. Kajsa, what's happening with your
Well,
mental
hello
health?
there again.
Hello.
As far as my mental health goes, I get a lot of meditation time out in when I'm walking in the morning. I walk a lot. I've already hit my year's challenge, which is 1,025 kilometers for the year 2020. But I don't stop here, honey. I keep on going. So I basically do a 10K a day. And while I'm doing it, I listen to a Buddhist meditation. So while I'm outside connecting with the universe, I get sunlight, I get to connect with nature, and I get to listen to this meditation stuff, guided. And that helps me with depression. I mean, I really don't get depressed at all because I'm able to, do this.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, Jim,
Yeah.
this here, the Halt thing.
Halt.
Is it what does this mean?
That means stop in German.
Mm-hmm. Achtung.
But it's
Um, Hungry,
Dummkopf.
angry,
hungry,
lonely,
lonely, and
tired.
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 It's an acronym. I know
I know.
what is how do you apply this, and how do you realize you need to stop and check yourself and take a look at these four things?
Is this for
Moi?
Jim?
Is
Or
Yeah,
this for
you.
moi? Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
okay. Okay, so you can go. Keep going. Keep going, girl.
well, no, I just want to say that if I'm hungry, I will get very bitchy,
Mhm.
and I mean, angry. Well, yeah, I try not to let those thoughts come out of my mouth, so I don't put it out in the universe. Lonely, I'm not so lonely. I'm good by myself, so but I can be hungry and tired, and like I said, I can get very bitchy. So when I realize when I'm throwing out that rock and rippling the waves on top of the pond, that I need to eat something.
Well, I
um
mean, that actually the way you described it just kind of made sense to me because, like, if you're hungry, you're going to become angry. If you're angry, nobody's going to like you, so you're going to be alone. And then if you're so busy worrying about everything, you're going to be tired. So I guess one thing can lead to the next. But
I suppose so, yes.
I don't know. That's just your wisdom. You just throw out. You don't even realize you're doing it. You're just dropping wisdom all over the place. So, Jim, what do you like? What do
Yes.
you like to eat? What calms you down?
Well, my comfort food is like I rarely have sugar. I have like maybe I have brown sugar in my coffee in the morning, and that's really it.
What?
But I used to be a chocolate fiend. It would be like, oh
Mm.
God, like those big, huge half-pound Reese cups. I'd eat 2 of those a day,
Yeah.
and that would keep me going. But it's like that Mars ad. I think it was Mars, whatever. When you're a different person when you're, because I would just, oh, fuck it. Because my blood sugar would be low. And I was just like, fuck, everything just pissed me off. So I make sure before I take the dogs out in the mornings, like make sure I have something and just nice and calm and just take on the day. But if you can't starve yourself, you got to eat nutritious food. Don't eat empty calories like chips and pop and all that kind of stuff. Especially in early recovery. And they always say have fizzy drinks, and in the big book like sugar. And this is actually a proven fact. A can of Coke and a can of beer affect your body the same way. The only thing you don't have that alcoholic buzz, but what it does to your brain and all your organs. So try to go with low sugar, but eat healthy food like apples, oranges, which is natural sugar.
Yeah.
You don't want to have eat crap, but if you got to have a bag of chips, fine. It's not going to kill you. Just don't.
It depends on the size of bag of chips. Don't have one of these big ones.
Yeah. Don't go for the Texas size.
Right. Just have the single
Texas size. Yeah, I mean, for me, I didn't realize I wasn't eating right until I got older, and I think somewhere around 40ish years old, your metabolism changes and things start to make a difference. When I was younger, I'd do whatever I wanted, eat whatever I wanted, drink whatever I wanted, didn't matter. But now, like I can feel it. It's a negative effect if I drink too much soda or iced tea or whatever. Down in the South here, they do some weird stuff down here. Like a friend of mine used to put mayonnaise on his bananas. They like to eat boiled peanuts.
What?
It's just such I don't know. It's a Georgia thing. It's a Southern thing. They like boiling their peanuts. You get them from a gas station, and everybody loves them. I don't see the allure. But it is what it is. Everywhere is different. And what's also strange down here is the gas stations sell alcohol. Is that how it is by you, Kajsa?
No, the gas stations do not sell alcohol. A liquor store sells
liquor.
You're right. And then, thank you, Jim.
Hence the name.
I was at a loss.
Bar.
Yeah. I was at a loss.
No, they sell hammers.
And then like Kroger, the grocery stores or the stop and goes or whatever, the convenience stores do beer and wine.
Interesting. I thought it was shocking down here that they actually sold liquor in the gas stations. Like it's so like you can go get a bottle of liquor at any time of day, basically, unless I'm pretty sure it stays out there. And I'm from New Jersey, and it was 9 a.m. liquor stores opened, 10 p.m. liquor stores closed, open for 6 hours on Sundays, something like that. But alcohol at a gas station is like I couldn't believe it, and it was a good test for me because like I would see Southern Comfort or whatever it was sitting there, and I didn't have this overwhelming. I didn't have any kind of physical reaction. I just noticed it was there, and okay, but like I can see where that would be a very difficult thing in early recovery. Is as far as keeping yourself in check is we all say triggers and stuff like that. Where what triggers us to to want to drink or use or whatever, and it's it's got to be hard for people, especially like walking into their local convenience store and seeing their drug of choice sitting right there on the shelf for $5, which they probably have if they're sober, because your money tends to hang around a little longer. So, Jim, what's it like in Canada as far as like when you can buy liquor and what's open?
Well, during COVID, at that time, it was all province run. It was Saskatchewan Liquor Board. And we only had like maybe 5 liquor boards in Regina. And since so I'd have to go to each one, and they knew my name. But since then, it's gone private. So we have not in grocery stores, but they have. There's a convenient location. I can look right down the street. It's open from 8 a.m. till 4 a.m. And it's even a drive-through. So yeah, it's everywhere. But it's all private now, and it's some damn good prices from what I can see in the flyers. And I'm like, damn it, I should be drinking out there. But yeah, like a 66. A 66 is like under $50 Canadian.
That's crazy. Well, it's a good thing they don't sell OxyContin in liquor stores because I'd have a problem. Or
Costco will get there.
Tim, I just wanted to say really quick that here in Texas we have something called blue laws. And so the sale of alcohol is prohibited on Sundays, except for, certain types, which would be beer and wine. You can buy that unless you're in a restaurant. that sells food, they can sell alcohol.
It's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, my alcoholic career wasn't. It was getting there to the point where I knew where liquor stores were opening. I was there with the other two alcoholics, waiting for them to open the store. I remember being in New Jersey, Seaside, and we were. I was sitting there, and this guy wasn't opening his liquor store, and it's like 9:15, and you would think like he was literally keeping air from us sitting out front.
I
Everybody's
know. It's
bugging
like
out.
find your keys, hurry up, set the alarm, go, 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 go. And
Right.
as soon as that he turned that lock, like I would be first one in the door.
Yep. And like you really start to take a look at yourself, like what the hell am I doing with my life if this is where I'm at? And it's like physically needing it, and that's the scary thing about addiction all around, is because your body becomes physically dependent on that substance, alcohol, opiates, amphetamine, anything that you take for an extended period of time. Your body will need it at some point, and then
Yeah.
you're looking at withdrawal and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and that's what keeps people from getting treatment, getting feeling better, is they're afraid of the withdrawal. And like I've been through multiple types of withdrawal, and there were times where I was just being a big baby about it, and there was other times where it's a good thing I went and got the help that I needed, because you stop using, your tolerance goes down real quick, and then you get your hands back on it, and you use it alcoholically or addictly, right back into it, and before you know it, you're overdosing, you're drinking too much, you're doing too much of your substance. And I think a lot of that has to do with where we're at spiritually and physically, and mentally. Somebody said it last episode, mind, body, and spirit. And Kajsa, I think it's Kajsa, she kind of she owns that. That's like her thing. Am I putting words in your mouth, or is it my?
No.
Yeah, and
Mind,
that
body,
kind
and
of
spirit, mind, body, and soul. It's all connected.
right. So it's we need to like, so like I put up here emotional regulation, like anger management, stress, anxiety, all of this stuff are they're things we have to actually deal with on a daily basis, and be aware of on a daily basis, because the basis of this thing is admitting we have a problem. So if we can say, yes, I'm prone to anger, I'm prone to mood swings, can you do things like halt, like the mind, body, and spirit piece we were just talking about. How what can we do to get our minds out of the gutter, and back into and I think a big thing, and a lot of people just breeze past this, is meetings. Now, meetings are so crucial, and I can't stress that enough. Whether you have a higher power, or you don't have a higher, whatever it is, meetings are really what makes or breaks a recovery, or doesn't have to, but it can have a significant impact on whether you have a successful recovery or not. Because so quickly, as an addict, you're told by the rest of the world, you're you are this thing, this is who you are, this is what defines you. So now you have to, by going to meetings and congregating with other addicts, you realize you're not the only one. It's a majority that you are, you're not where you should be. You're an addict. You're not supposed to be an addict. We aren't built like that. Well, we were, and to congregate with other addicts, and through a podcast, through meetings, whatever it is, it really helps us identify what we want, and that we can actually get it. I remember being in, just like the email we read earlier. We showed him something that was appetizing to him in recovery. And I think if he had not gone to rehab, or been in this meeting, or been mentally present for whatever show they showed, would he have missed this little blip? And I know, like, Jim, when you first started going to meetings, was it? When did I know the fear leaves pretty quick once you start to identify, but how long did that take, or how heavy was that, the fear of first walking into those rooms?
Oh, well, the first time I came in, like almost 2 decades ago, I hated every second of it. It was like go or else, so I would just go, and it's like almost have to take a report card of, yes, I went to a freaking meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did not drink. But now it's just part of my daily routine. Like I'll copy and paste Kajsa's one of her postings. I send that to my sponsees and to other people in the fellowship, and it's not a chore. And there was one person on one of Kajsa's recovery groups, and they were like stonewalling. Well, I don't know if I can make it to this, and that. And I'm like, don't make. You're just all you're doing is just making an excuse.
Mhm.
There's 24/7. There's one called the 319. It's on 24/7. And you can just Google online meetings. You can go anywhere in the world. So there's no excuse for not attending a meeting or just you don't have to participate. A lot of people just put on their thing, listening. And sometimes I do that a lot because I can just hear something that I really needed to hear that day. So yeah, it's just part of the mantra.
You're going to hear anything if you're going to take something away from anything you go to as long as you're mind, body, and soul present. Kajsa, as far as meetings when you first started, did it turn you off initially, or did you just go because you knew you had to go?
No, I knew I had to go, and I wanted to go because, like I said previously, one of my very best friends got sober 5 years before I did, and I saw her change. And I knew the reason she changed was because she was going to AA and working the program and helping others and all this. So, but I went to rehab first, and did that part. The initial, well, it was 28 days or whatever. Preparing myself to be out in the world because I really needed that time to have the door shut. So anyway, but the day that I got out of rehab, I went straight to my first AA meeting, and I still go to that very same group today. It's my home group. When I walked in, I was really hoping that nobody would notice me or talk to me because I didn't want to talk to anybody. Well, that's not at all what happened. I walked in, they're like, "Hey, you're new. Hey, what's your name?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, my name's Kajsa."
Newbie, it's a newbie.
Yeah. But they were so cool. They were so welcoming and loving. And I remember this one very sweet lady came up to me. I was like, wow, somebody's coming up to me and talking to me. And she asked me my name, told me her name, and she was real welcoming and, asked me some questions. And then the meeting started. I can't tell you what they talked about. I have no idea. And then they asked me if I wanted to speak. And I said, well, no, I've already told you what's going on with me. So, then they said, well, keep coming back. And I go, yeah, okay. And I'm like, why do they keep saying that to me? My God, I'm coming back for the love of God. Yeah. So, and then finally, that one day, I'm like, oh, that's why they say it.
Yep.
But a lot of people don't come back. They just
I know.
so turned. It depends on the group that you walk into. Like that first one, it's a miracle, and really that just put me so off. But it's like, Jesus, I have to go to this one because there was nothing else around at that time. But it's now changed. Like I love it because when I go to, let's say I log into a meeting out of another province or another country, and I don't know anybody, by the end of it's the meeting after the meeting. Like we're exchanging numbers and, hey, are you on Facebook? And then talking to people. It's just all these wonderful people that you meet in recovery. And when you're first starting off, you're going to be all these raw emotions. Like I can't. I'm cured because I went to treatment. No, you got educated. That's all you got. Right. And you dried out. Now it's time to put those take those tools and put them into practice. Yep. And you got to do it every day. And it sounds like a death sentence.
Do the work. Do the work.
It's a miracle. It's
a miracle.
You just keep coming back.
How you dirt? But how you dirt? But you got to put the action into it. It's not like the chapter in the big book. It's called Into Action. It's not into well, I'm going to try or it's not using. No, you got to do this. But you will meet some of the most honest, trustworthy people. You're gonna meet some scumbags. Like,
oh yeah, you will.
You're like, it's like, hey baby, how you doing? Hey,
yeah.
And they're out there. But you got to just keep your guard up. But 99% of the people out there that are in active recovery are there for a reason because they don't. It's just not about drinking. It's about having a better life.
Yeah.
Just keep coming back, kids.
Yeah, you do. You keep coming back. And then, after a while, you start to remember things you heard, then you share about your stuff, and people are like, oh yeah, I remember, and then you feel like a connection with these people. Then you go, they invite you over. Oh, we're having a football Super Bowl party. Come on over. So and so's bringing the barbecue and whatever. And then the fellowship is a huge part of meetings and stuff. And I have the
Yeah.
greatest freaking support system. I love my people. I love them. I am so blessed.
Yeah,
No,
it's
it
that
depends on the meeting.
sorry, Tim, but yeah, it's that life of invitation where
Yeah.
before it's like that invitation was, hey, come over and let's use or let's drink,
Yeah.
let's get drunk. Now these people, and don't be scared. It's not. No one's going to turn off the TV and hand you the rosary and start reading from the big book. It's nothing like that. It's just
Right.
people not drinking and probably having a better time, spending less
Yeah.
money, remembering what you're doing, and building honest, lifelong friendships. And yeah, just some people are going to rub you the wrong way,
Yeah.
but just
Yeah.
move on.
Yeah.
Move
Stay away
on.
from those people.
Yeah.
It can what do people have as an alternative, say, or not just say, in addition to meetings, are there other things out there that they can do that can bring them the same fulfillment that each of us get from going to meetings, going to our own group? Like, just, and I'm just spitballing here, like, what are other alternatives? Just say there isn't a meeting that day, or like, what can you do to regulate your emotions and to be an active part of your recovery?
Well, for me, a good thing, is to go and try to help somebody. I mean, maybe somebody's not recovering, but maybe the neighbor down the street is, mowing their lawn or something, and maybe you could help them somehow like that, or helping somebody else do something, whatever that
Mhm.
looks like.
Giving back, yeah.
I know that early on, one of the ladies at the group wanted some flowers planted, and she couldn't do it because she was very ill and had like this port thing and all, whatever. She's all fucked up. She couldn't do it. I was like, I did. Sorry. I was like, I'll come over and I will plant your flowers. And she was like, oh my God, would you do that? And I said, yeah. She goes, well, I can pay you. And I said, no, I don't want to get paid. I'm just pretty good at, gardening, so I'd like to help you since you can't do it. And we had a blast. We went to Home Depot, picked out all kinds of plants and flowers and stuff. And I got over there and, we just talked, and I planted and got to know a fellow alcoholic who had 35 years of sobriety,
Mm,
you
yeah.
know, and so did her husband, both of them. It was an amazing friendship that I had with these people, and they had a great dog too.
Oh, I know that dude.
A dog. Yeah. So I mean, there's so many things you can do. I mean, it's not going to be glitter and glamour and lights, but it's going to be a down to earth life. That's what I have.
Have you ever had anybody in recovery come and say, not in recovery, rather, say to you they're touched by what you're doing, whether it just be recovery or doing a show like this or whatever?
Mhm.
Have you ever sparked somebody's interest who's a normie, to say? Has anybody ever said to you, like, oh, I'm amazed at what you're doing, I couldn't do it?
A normie?
No,
Well,
just like
someone who's not
they
in.
see what we have, and then and they're, they don't. It's sad they don't get to have these things that we have because we
That's
need
true.
it, so we have to go out and look for it. So, I mean, have you ever run across that at any chance?
Well, I mean,
Go ahead. I got one. Go ahead.
oh,
No,
well,
you
okay,
go.
I'm sorry. Well, yeah, I mean, I have on Facebook. I've had people contact me and say, I see what you're doing and I think it's wonderful. And I know you're really helping people and God bless you. And keep doing that. And that's amazing. And I have also had people contact me and say they decided to get sober and work a program of recovery and have been sober for a while because of seeing me on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Jim, what
Yeah.
was you
Jim.
gonna say, bud?
Okay. Well, actually, the one instance was I want to get on Facebook, and when people put their dirty laundry on Facebook, it's like, oh, really? And they're just how bad life is and all this. And this was a person who used to come to one of my fitness classes and very dedicated. She was trying to lose weight, and obviously, it was going through a a separation, or I don't know, dissolve. And I didn't want to get into the details. And just a couple of messages back and forth, and just be grateful for what you have, and maybe try some meditation. And she goes, I never really thought of that. She just thanked me very much, and just asking me how it was. And I didn't touch on the fact that yes, I'm a recovering alcoholic and all that. Life is really well. And I said, yeah, life still throws me those shit sandwiches, but I just deal with it one day at a time. And she goes, I am going to try doing that. And she just checks in occasionally the last couple of days, doing well. Seeking a lawyer, so obviously the dissolving of a relationship between her and her husband, which is sad, but unfortunately it happens in life. But just reaching up, but you don't have to say, well, guess what? I can fix you because I am a trained alcoholic. No, you're just an alcoholic, and you're living a better life. And this wasn't a normie. I was just chairing a meeting at one of the recovery centers, and this young girl. Anybody under 40 is young to me. And she was there. She was there for a couple of weeks, and she was really into meth. And first thing I jokingly said, "So you got all your teeth?" She goes, "I got one loose one for meth." I'm like, "Okay," but she was just so happy that we were there. And she goes, "Oh, and the way you talked about your kids," and she goes, "I got my son coming, and he's 10 years old. He's now after that, he's not going to see me use meth anymore, but I know it's one day at a time. Thank you so much for being here." And it's like, I said, all you got to do is just pay it back. Just pay it back and just live a good life. And yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be really tough, guys.
Yeah.
But it's so worth it. It really is. And it's like in the promises, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. Shit that used to baffle you. Like,
But they will materialize.
yeah, they do. Like, I had another interview today, and it's like, geez, still have to get this unsigned employment contract sitting on my table. I've had 4 more interviews, and it's like, I'm going to go for the one that suits me.
Yeah.
Not the one that pays the best, that just fits my life, and everything else. Like, yeah, I can have a $250,000 pay job, but I'll be living on the road. Where the potential is, I could perhaps go out, or I won't have the time to do this, or spend time with my sponsees, and all I have to put that on the list. It has to be and that's part of my full inventory as well, like my well-being. And when you first start out, you got to think of yourself. You really do. And people say, well, you got to get sober for your kids, you got to get sober because of your job. Get sober for yourself, and a higher power of your understanding is key. And the fellowship, get a good sponsor, attend those meetings, and don't give me those, I don't have time. Yes, you do. You had time to use, you had time to use, and you had time to drink. So just spend 4% of your day in a meeting.
So let's look at a clip real quick about the mental obsession.
I don't know.
And it's one
I
of
don't
ours.
feel. I remember feeling comfortable when I used drugs, and being so against drugs, it was crazy to me. So I smoked pot for years, and it was illegal back then. So it was like it was a rush. You get that rush getting drugs and finding them, and even going to get them. If you get kind of high prior to that because it's exciting. So
yeah. And then is there a high associated with hiding it from others?
So for years, I was afraid of being exposed, especially with the weed. Like if I smoked weed, my eyes are red, and it's like the cat that ate the canary. You can smell it right on me. So I had this need to, I don't know, run around and get the drugs. I was in that situation for a long time, and I had the fear of being exposed. That was my biggest fear.
So, like for us, like to have that obsession, to have your days filled with being an addict, in active addiction. We talk about meetings. Hold on, and how do we, once we get sober, once we're out of rehab, and we or if you're lucky enough to go to rehab, but once you're sober, once you're of clear mind, not in detox, not in a spot where you think you're starting to feel better, you're not sure yet. Once you get back down to baseline, right? How do you address these things where you need to fill your day up with not being an addict. Now, how do I do that? And there's no instruction manual, unfortunately, because it's we're so used to letting the drug run us. Now we have control of our own lives for the most part. Um, how do we replace one with another? And we've talked about substituting addictions and things like that a lot. But like, is there a how did you do it? How did Jim? I'll start with you.
Mhm.
Um, how did you realize that you needed to change everything?
Oh, well, they would say, yeah, the only thing you got to change is everything. And it's so true. But when I came out of rehab and I lived in sober living, and everybody's like, well, you got to get a job. You got to get a job. I was like, no, I got to get a sponsor. And that was my main focus. I would 5 meetings a day and I would just sponsor shop, right? And I would like, I don't like what he wants or I don't like what he has or whatever. And I found Don, and Don wouldn't respond right away. The little shit. He's very, 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 very picky. He's actually says his sponsorship days are done at age 82. But I'm just so gifted with him. And then, okay, now start finding employment because I needed that stability because I thought, okay, if I get a job instantaneously, as soon as I came out of rehab, I could have found 4 jobs. But was I really ready for one? No, I had to be spiritually, emotionally, and mentally and physically ready for it. And that sponsorship and having at least 50 meetings under my belt in that first week just to get my head straight and start applying all the tools that I had acquired and putting the past behind me. When you get out of rehab, you just can't put your feet under the same table thinking it's going to be different this time. No, it's not. It's going to be, all you're doing is you're delaying the inevitable. uh, your relapse is just waiting for you down, and you're planning it in your head already. It's like, okay, once I hit 3 months, I'm cured, and then I can go back out, pack a bowl, or shoot, or drink, or whatever, because I have enough experience. I've earned the right. And most people, unfortunately, when they come up to those milestones, that first month, the 6 month, the year is that turning point. Getting over that hump where people, rather than going to the meeting, they go to get the liquor board or to their dealer, and it just that vicious cycle, and you're on that treadmill, that the hamster is just spinning. So
Yeah.
you got to get your head straight, pull it out of your ass. Let's call bygones be bygones. You have an addiction,
Yeah.
and you are powerless over it. There's no cure for it, thank God. And people will say, what? I don't want to be cured because I wouldn't have the friends, number one, that I have, and the life that I have, and
Yeah.
the respect not of others, but the respect of myself. I
Yeah.
I like myself now, and that's not an egotistical thing. I'm at peace. I can go to bed, and I'm not like, oh, who did I fuck over? And if I did,
Yeah.
I make amends.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah. I
wake up
think it,
and I don't feel like, oh, I got to get out of bed. I get to get out. I get to go out of bed, and I get to do this, and I get to do that. I don't have to. I get to. That's the
so like
difference.
when things happen in life, like say grief, relationships, family, legal issues, uh, you know, what's kind of hitting with me is that first year. Like
Mm-hmm.
we talked with Phyllis last week, and she's coming up, or she just had not the anniversary, but the day her son passed away a year ago. So now, like, everything from here doesn't get easier, you know what I mean? But it could get more manageable because now you're not doing it for the first time. It's not your first Easter. It's not your first Thanksgiving. Whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
so that's what they say. You just keep hanging on, and you'll get to it. But like these things, like in early recovery, I think that's why it's super important to have a sponsor, so they can tell you, and they were also in your spot, how to handle things like this. And this is life, grief, financial, all that stuff. That's just life, right? So, but like, do we know how to handle these things in a sober manner? And I know I didn't. It's just going through it by repetition and by keep coming back.
Mm-hmm.
That can make all the difference. Life gets lifey, right?
Oh, it
Right, guys?
does.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, and touching upon that, I remember when I was at recovery, these guys they're already pre-planning their relapses. Well, what if this happened? What if
Right.
that happened? Like, what if my family got killed in a car accident? What if my grandmother died? What if this? And they're just, oh, well, then it's an excuse. So setting themselves up for failure rather than success. Yeah, then those things are going to happen. People will die. People will go back out. You could end up broke again. You could lose your job again. You could be living in sober living, starting from scratch. But you know what? It's a fresh, clean slate. It's carte blanche. It's nothing's on that piece of paper. You write your own destiny.
Right. You're absolutely
So
right.
it's up to you.
It's hard, right? Because like, how do we go, Jimmy?
No,
The difficulty of it.
you just got to take it. Once again, the thing is on the wall, 1 day at a time, 1 hour, 1 minute at a time. But you will get through it. And it's going to seem so daunting. It's like, but of course, then your addiction's like, oh, I have a solution for this. All you got to do is pick up and all that pain will go away. And then you're back to square one. And then you'll find out rock bottom has a subfloor, you know? And which will result in death or insanity or jail. So those three choices. Yeah. And those are always not hanging over my head, but I always check the mirrors and say, all I got to do is that one action, and this is where I'll end back up, or even worse. So I have to take care of myself first. And then everything miraculously will fall into place. It's really simple. Yeah. But that first couple of months, the first couple of days, the first hour when you're out of recovery, it's like, you're just like, oh shit. And all these things, like your phone will start buzzing. Oh shit. Oh, Rico, my dealer's calling me. And my ex, she wants me back. And you got to cut those ties. And those suck. Those really suck.
They do.
But it's a better life out there. It really is.
How much of it is muscle memory? You know what I mean? Like, it's just how you've, like, I remember when I first went to rehab, 2021 or 2 or 3 or 4, 2004.
Roll the dice, Tim. Roll the dice.
Pick a number.
Pick a number.
My first month there, I thought my phone was ringing in my pocket the entire time. Like, it was like, I'd always stuck with me. Like, man, if I can train my brain to think that my dealer's calling me while I'm in the middle of rehab, 2 weeks in, no phone. You know, how much more powerful is, you know, not being in touch with what it is you need to change. So it's a tricky thing. There's no right answer and there's wrong answer, but let's do some clean time since we have it up. And well, it's that time. It is clean time. What is clean time, you ask? Well, glad you asked, because I'm going to tell you. Clean time is the amount of days or years that you've been clean and sober. We're a family here on T-Dubs, so let's get into our clean time segment. Kajsa.
Christine A. 52 days, go girl.
Right on, Christine.
Oh, Francis D. 56 days, go ahead
Holy
on,
moly.
girl. Daisy M. 62 days, go
Good
Daisy.
job, Daisy.
Ricky D. 66 days.
Mr. Day.
Anthony S. 79 days.
Good job.
Michelle D. 82 days.
My goodness.
Lord of mercy.
Sierra P. 85 days. Go
Holy
girl.
mackerel.
Carol P. 87 days. All right. Coming up on 90. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Alex M's got 90 days.
There he is.
Mitch C. with a hundo. You go on, Mitch
Mamma
C.
mia.
The C
Ella
note.
S. It would make you choke. Going ding dingling. Sorry. Matthew D. 102 days. LaRonda S. 135 days.
Whoa.
Corbin T. J. 135 days.
My goodness.
Anonymous.
Anonymous.
137 days.
Good job, buddy.
Mark B. 139 days.
Woohoo.
Misty H. 150 days.
Good job, Misty.
Oh, girl.
Deborah H. 159 days. Daisy McLean. 170 days.
Good job, girl.
Jeanette Aura. 179
What a
days.
mackerel.
What a mackerel. James C. 183 days.
Good job, buddy. Keep them back.
Dustin W. 188 days. Go Dustin. Tara D. 204 days.
Heavens to Betsy.
Timothy F. 207 days.
Holy smokers. Good job.
Jason D. 223 days. Bridget C.
Blah, 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 blah.
TW. 235 days. Haley M, 239 days. Rafael Gold, Skylar S, 242 days. David M, 249 days. Valencia K, 247 days.
Ooh, yeah.
Vanessa M, 270 days. Monty Vine, 277 days. Alex B, 283 days. Destiny J, 291 days.
Gee willikers.
Oh my God. Daniel T, 294 days.
Oh, that's snakes alive.
Oh, Michaela Booker, Go Girl, 308
Go girl.
days.
Hot dog.
David D, 321 days.
Zowie.
AJ H, I missed your day, sorry.
And
honey.
there's a
Crikey,
karate.
347 days. Tony J, 354 days.
That's there, buddy. Good job. Oh,
Maria, I'm so glad. 366
job.
days. Jen M, 370 days.
Hot dog.
Jared B, 371 days. Kissy, Mandy
Kiss me,
J,
Jay.
425 days.
Boy, oh boy.
Jamie M, 430 days.
Holy cow.
Deshaun, our friend Mr. B, 436 days. Desiree M, Hong Kong, 456 days. Oh my God. 471 days.
Trebo Casey.
505 days.
Keep coming back, girl.
Colby J, 555 days.
Wow.
Our buddy Willie D, where the hell are
Well,
you?
where are you? Stuck in
562
traffic.
days.
What the hell?
Ronnie doesn't.
Done blind.
Our friend Ronnie, 572 days. Bella, our girl
Bella.
Jay, 583 days. 687 days. Our dear Canadors.
Just don't put a tariff on my birthday.
Oh no.
Amelia Q, 3 years.
Hold that macaroni.
Jeffrey S, 3 years.
Right on, buddy.
April.
April P.
Whoop, whoop.
Tyler B, 4 years. Go Tyler.
Good job, Tyler.
And then we got Stella M, hey girl, 4 years. Billy Butts, our buddy, 4
Big Butts.
years. He's coming on soon.
Butter my
Yes,
biscuit.
yes.
Money. 5 years.
Case.
Khadija, 5 years.
How you doing?
How you doing? Simon
There,
C,
Susie. Good job,
6
buddy.
years.
There's a
Nikki D. Tina C, 8 years.
Good buddy.
Go Tina.
Woohoo.
Go Tina. Go Tina. Neil K with 13 years.
Real good.
Ryan K, 20
Butter.
years.
He's buttered my biscuit.
Oh, you stop there. You stop there.
How you saw?
Robert S, 27 days.
Good job, Robert. Keep coming back.
Stephen P, 29 days. Hong Kong.
Go, everybody.
Right on, newcomers. Way to go. Good, great job. Hey, if you want to be on Screen Time, email me, Jim at trash-podcast.com. Hit us up on them socials, Facebook, Insta, TikTok, YouTube, and maybe even a carrier pigeon. We're everywhere. Our website is www.trash-podcast.com. So rub-a-dub-dub, clean behind them ears, and keep coming back.
Keep coming. Well, yeah.
Watch out.
What we got going on here? Let's real quick. We check out our socials. Jim just said all them there.
All
Those
them
are
there's-
socials.
Easy.
We're getting
Closing time.
getting there.
And don't forget, come on back. We have 2 special guests on Sunday. We got Elizabeth and we got Money.
Manny
Liz
Bell.
and
So it's
Manny.
gonna be who's gonna come out on top? Coming for that heavyweight champion of recovery. Who will find out who will win? Place your
Can't be
bets.
any more unorganized in this episode.
No shit.
Hey, we're good.
We're good.
Midweek,
Wash your hands.
Wash nasty hands.
Wash them
hands.
Suicide Prevention Life, our hotline.
988.
Is this a
444-8111.
Zendaya over here is having suicidal ideations. So now, like that actress or whatever her name is, Zendaya.
I don't
Sure.
even know who you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Never mind. 988. The if you're in an emergency situation, 911. And a AA meeting finder app to help you find a meeting pretty quickly and easily. Same thing with NA. A little bit of a different app, but it's all there if you want it. The resources are out there for you. Get yourself some Narcan. There's a few different ways to do that. And yeah, so that's really about it. I just wanted to get done on time here for our recovery centers. We wanted them to read just for today with us. And Kajsa, can you read that?
All right. Just
Okay.
for today, keep coming back. Meetings keep us in touch with where we've been, but more importantly, with where we could go in our recovery. In many ways, addicts are different. When we come into Narcotics Anonymous, we found others like ourselves, people who understood us and whom we could understand. No longer did we feel like aliens, strangers, wherever we went. We were at home in NA meetings among friends. We didn't stop being addicts after we've been clean for a while. We still need to identify with other addicts. We continue coming to NA meetings to keep in touch with who we are, where we've come from, and where we are going. Every meeting reminds us that we can never use drugs successfully. Every meeting reminds us that we'll never be cured. But by practicing the principles of the program, we can recover. And every meeting offers us the experience and example of other addicts in ongoing recovery. At meetings, we see how different people work their programs, and the results are apparent in their lives. If we want the lives we see others living, we can find out what they've done to get where they are. Meetings offer us identification where we've been and where we can go.
Long.
Identifying we can't go without and can't go anywhere else. That keeps us coming back. Just for today, I will attend a meeting to remind myself of who I am, where I have come from, and where I can go in my recovery.
Thank you,
Just for
Kajsa.
today.
That's
Thank you.
Everybody
read.
that's chomping on getting their cigarettes in the rehab centers.
Yep.
I can tell you right now that it's worth it. I hate to, catch a trend and be too optimistic because you know me, but you know what? Life is not that bad today. I'm grateful for what I have, and I have a perspective on life that makes it livable. And prior to that, I just destroyed it. So, I'm happy with where I'm at today, and with what we're doing here. And this helps us as something will help you when you get out there and start giving back. Jim, any parting words for our crew?
Well, just keep coming back. And yeah, life does get better. And it sounds like a cliche, but yeah, it's going to be tough when you first start out. And it's going to be so easy, that simple solution. Just going back to the old lifestyle, thinking, well, I dried out. No, you got to keep going. And yeah, you're going to hit those walls, but just you got people there that really that are there to help you. So go throw out the hand is always there. Yeah. So take advantage of it.
We're sometimes so like afraid of being shut down or rejected or whatever that we don't put that first effort out there. But it's so important that you try it because you realize that the help is there. Kajsa, anything you want to leave our loyal listeners with?
I just want to tell y'all to keep coming back. Recovery is so worth it. Life is so much better than being a slave to the evil of the drugs and the alcohol. And we love you, man. And we're here for you. So reach out, please.
Yep. And
always reach out.
You're looking at 3 people that will do anything for you at any time of day. So the help's here. We're here for you. You're here for us. So thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you on Sunday where we have a much more organized and fun show planned with Manny and the crew. Take care, everyone.